although it is a bit of a perplexing process learning how to craft your own gear in Avatar. Frontiers of Pandora is well worth the time and effort. Because the Na'vi are native to Pandora and are known to live off the land, crafting your own gear is a distinctive feature in Avatar. Frontiers of Pandora. That being said, no one could have predicted they would be so meticulous in depicting Pandora and how you interact with its environment, vegetation, and wildlife. So, while it's not impossible to wrap your head around the game's crafting system, it will most certainly require some patience. The most confusing aspect of crafting is that it uses many of the game's systems in conjunction with one another. As a result, determining how to obtain the best materials and produce the best gear can take time and effort. That's why it pays to know the best tips for beginners. Not only will this help you understand crafting better, but it will also vastly improve your overall knowledge of the game. The 3 essential things you need to craft gear in Avatar. Frontiers of Pandora are a crafting recipe, materials for that recipe, and a crafting table. You readily start with a couple of essential recipes. You can, however, receive more recipes from the various Na'vi merchants scattered throughout the world. Just check the Design tab after you've traded with them. The recipes available to you are determined by your level and reputation with other tribes. So if you want to go deep into crafting, it's in your best interest to raise favor with every Na'vi clan. When you look at a recipe on the crafting table, you'll notice a power range for the item. The power range of the item you're crafting is determined by the quality of the materials used to make it. Naturally, if you want your gear to have the highest power range, then only use pristine materials to craft it. Before diving into how to pick pristine materials, you should be aware that some materials have attributes such as 2 stealth and others ranged resistance, for example. Choosing materials with a stat attribute will apply that effect to your final piece of crafted gear, which you may want to consider when selecting materials. Very true to the nature of the film, there is a good and bad way to harvest materials from flora plants and fauna adlife in Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. By correctly harvesting each and under the right conditions, you can get pristine materials every time, which is essential to produce gear with a higher power level. Flora plants. Although the game provides an introduction and tutorial, you must pull plants in the correct direction to avoid damaging the quality of the material while harvesting it. Simply pull gently on the plant, experimenting with different angles until you find the one with the least resistance. If you don't like this harvesting mechanic, you can change it in your settings. Under gameplay in general, scroll down until you find gathering complexity. You can switch to low difficulty or turn the mechanic off. Fauna wily. It all depends on how you kill the animal when harvesting materials from wildlife. A merciful, quick, and clean kill will leave the animal in good condition with pristine materials to gather in Avatar. Frontiers of Pandora. Use your Na'vi sense to examine the animal and identify its weak spot to get a clean kill. A single arrow shot through the weak spot will result in a clean kill. At the same time, if you miss the weak spot and it takes a few shots to kill it, there's a chance the creature will be ruined and you won't be able to harvest any materials from it. Hunter's Guide. The most crucial aspect of all is to always use your Na'vi sense to inspect any flora and fauna when you come across it. This will send information to your hunter's guide about where to find the resource, the best weather conditions, and the best time to harvest it to ensure it is of pristine quality. Furthermore, you can pin the resource, making it easier to locate in the game. Moreover, because certain materials can only be found in specific biomes, you'll need to know how to distinguish between them. In the Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora map menu, press CIA or up on the D-pad on the controller to show the biomes. Now, when you hover over one of the regions on your map, you can identify it by its type of biome, such as rainforest biome or big leaf biome. Combine this technique with the information in your hunter's guide, and you'll always know where to find and how to harvest pristine materials in Avatar. Frontiers of Pandora.